Which cryptocurrency is being attacked by the SEC after XRP? How long will crypto holders believe in Ripple? How much will XRP cost in mid-2020? Pro-XRP lawyer John Deaton claims the SEC had a good case against Ripple, but has now damaged it. X640 says that XRP purchases were investments in a shared company, according to Deaton. He also questioned the SEC's premise, saying it captures all future sales, even in nations that may accept XRP as a fiat currency. The legal paper supports Deaton's critique of the SEC's claim that XRP would still be a security even if a government accepts it as a fiat currency. Deaton feels the SEC's premise is harming innocent investors. Deaton also contended that the SEC cannot circumvent the Howey analysis, a legal criteria for determining investment contracts. He says the SEC cannot assert that every XRP sale from the beginning of time to the end of the planet fulfills all three Howey test prongs. Deaton claims that in the 76 years since the Howey test was created, the underlying asset in an investment contract has never been a security. He further says that no investment contract was discovered and that the buyer and promoter had no privity. Finally, Ripple lawyer John Deaton called the SEC's claims ridiculous and shameful in the continuing court dispute. This case will impact the Bitcoin sector. Even though the SEC's EVs, Ripple court case hasn't been updated lately, there is a lot of expectation regarding the conclusion of the long-running dispute between the U.S. regulator and the popular crypto business. Despite these challenges, the XRP community has supported Ripple. Brad Garlinghouse thanked the XRP community yesterday. Garlinghouse thanked the XRP community on Saturday, May 6, for their support throughout the protracted legal struggle with the SEC. The CEO tweeted this while attending XRP Las Vegas 2023. Great to meet so many XRP community members at XRP Las Vegas 2023. The camaraderie is remarkable and amazing in person vs Twitter. This community has backed Team Ripple as we fought the good fight. Thank you was the tweet. The two-day XRP Las Vegas 2023 event is for XRP community members only. This year's inaugural event is organized by Digital Perspective founder Bradley Kimes. Yesterday's Las Vegas meeting ended today, May 7, 2023. SARP event speakers include crypto law creator John Deaton. Given that the court verdict was expected before May 6, Ripple's CEO's gratitude is intriguing. John Deaton's May 6 forecast was criticized on Twitter. Pro-XRP lawyer tweeted that he never promised anything. He justified his estimate by stating that Judge Torres' summary court judgments take an average of 60 days. Based on this pattern, Deaton expects Ripple V's SEC to be resolved by May 6. However, Deaton said at the first projection that the Ripple V's SEC summary decision may be postponed until June 1 or later. The XRP community and crypto community will monitor the court verdict in the next days or weeks. Ripple's advocate attorney John Deaton argues that even if XRP and Bitcoin are not intrinsically securities, they may be recognized as such when traded on the main market. An agreement between Ripple and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is more likely to be reached if one adopts this point of view. Deaton stresses the need of carefully examining each XRP transaction, whether it be a primary or secondary sale. Although digital assets are not inherently securities, it is important to examine the particulars of each transaction to decide whether or not they should be treated as securities. Deaton claims that XRP and Bitcoin do not pass the Howey test, the standard used to determine whether or not an asset is a security. To be clear, XRP is not a security in and of itself. Nevertheless, it may be considered as one during a sale. Therefore, the SEC must investigate all sales, whether they occur in the main or secondary market. The lawyer cites related court cases to buttress his claim. He cites the SEC VVs. LBRI case in which it was determined that secondary LBRI credits lieu BPU as securities transactions, token sales need not be treated as securities transactions. This is a big deal, since it might have a bearing on the SEC's case against Ripple. The result of the case may depend on whether or not XRP is recognized as being sold as one, while not being a security in and of itself. A settlement for Ripple that has comparable ramifications to the LBRI case, where the SEC found that secondary sales of LBRI coins did not constitute securities transactions, becomes increasingly possible. Those who believe in the potential of Ripple and XRP may see this as good news. Possible terms of a settlement might specify that primary sales of XRP by Ripple and its executives would be treated as securities, but secondary market transactions would not. The regulatory status and trading of XRP would be profoundly affected by this difference. David Schwartz, Ripple's Keto, tweeted contentious remarks against Stellar Lumens creator Jed McCaleb. Schwartz called McCaleb a crazy fool holding a live grenade when comparing Ripple with Stellar. Schwartz's latest statements sparked approximately 200,000 Bitcoin community conversations. A crypto influencer asked Ripple to his biggest Stellar critique in an August 2022 tweet. Schwartz didn't comment, but McCaleb said Stellar threatened XRP. Stellar's co-founder said they weren't friends. See also, FTX founder Sam Bankman, Fried pleads not guilty, requests charges be dropped. Stellar co-founder alluded to a Las Vegas XRP community program update in a May 8 tweet. McCaleb suggested the SEC chair set things straight in the Ripple SEC lawsuit. Schwartz labeled McCaleb an idiot and warned crypto fans a few hours after the tweet. He showed a police officer who mistakenly let off a live bomb in a vehicle. Schwartz decided that the video depicts McCaleb. Schwartz was criticized for employing personal attacks rather than promoting Ripple's technology. Others supported the Ripple cut to. Envy is never a good look, Schwartz, Stellar's co-founder said. McCaleb also offered the Ripple cat to a position as his secretary at Stellar. Both groups' blockchain payment methods seek to better the banking industry, but their debate may not end soon. Attacking each other during the crypto industry's regulatory conflict is unwise. Attorney John Deaton suggested crypto businesses work together to win. Ari, a notable media figure and XRP community member, denies Ripple's XRP ICO claims. Ari responded to a Protos report. The media company's assertion that Ripple owns most XRP ledger alms was refuted. According to Protos, Ripple conducted one of the first ICOs. The U.S. SEC accused Ripple and its officials with this in December 2020. Ari reiterated that Ripple never had an ICO. Startups and projects utilize ICOs to crowdfund by issuing new tokens. ICOs sell digital tokens to investors instead of corporate shares like conventional IPOs. Ripple sells XOP to support its infrastructure, but it denies doing a single sale like an ICO. Unlike ECOS, Ripple's selling of XRP includes an already circulating asset that can be traded on several platforms. The Protos story said that investors had to buy XRP using Ethereum during the ICO, while Ari noted that XRP had been in circulation for 3 years before Ether debuted. SER predates the ICO. Every other case in which courts have ruled that digital asset transactions were investment contracts involved an issuer's ICO or other promise of future tokens. At the start of the SEC litigation, Ripple said in court, the company had never had an ICO, never sold future tokens, and had non-contracts with most XRP holders. Former CFE head Chris Giancarlo also stated that XRP investors do not depend on Ripple's efforts for profits, which the SEC uses to classify assets as investment contracts. Giancarlo noted that the XRP ledger coin is independent of Ripple. XRP and the XRP ledger would survive a Ripple collapse. He noted that Ripple independent third-party validators manage the network. Ripple controls the cooperation rate of ULs, according to a Protos report implying control over the XRP ledger's consensus process. This questions XRP decentralization. Justin Bones, according to the Crypto Basic, agrees. The XRP community addressed the Protos article's assertions. Unlike Ripple, the XRP Foundation controls the Dunnel. Currently with 36 validators, independent community members run the foundation. Community members noted that although the network favors alls, people are free to select. Ripple Kite to David Schwartz noted this.